Give it a couple moments. But we're finally here. Umber glue. Umber glue. How's it going? How's the rest of your day? Also, watching you play through Expedition 33 only using one character, absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. I could not imagine trying to do something like that. Also, what quest did you get? Ooh, the secret tunnels of flooding. That's a good one. Right, nobody's hiding there. You guys are nothing. Been a fun run? It definitely seems very interesting. Ooh, cramping, that's never any fun. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that, because I don't know how y'all ladies have to deal with that all the time. Well, not all the time, but you know what I mean. Just have to expect I'll get stuck on more bosses for over... Yeah. Yeah, unless like you like hardcore lock in and like just like... Wow, so many alpha Magikarps. Why are there so many? Okay, whatever. But like, unless like you like full on lock in and you just like nail all the parry times, yeah, it's gonna be a whole thing for sure. That's an Alpha Badoo. Okay. Anybody else interesting around here? No. Alright. As soon as we can teleport out of here, we'll move on to the next. There we go. Alright, so for anybody joining us, the way I plan on doing this shiny hunt, unless somebody wants me to see me shiny hunt something specifically, because I don't have anything I specifically want to shiny hunt off the top of my head, is we're going to be literally going from Wild Zone to Wild Zone, checking to see if anything is shiny just over and over and over again. That is my plan. So that way we can get a nice bit of variety. And maybe we can get lucky. I will say, I mean, before I even got the shiny charm, just doing things this way, I did find 2 shinies. But yeah, I got a shiny Carvana, and then I got a shiny Alpha Floette, which was my first shiny Alpha. Also, real quick, let me just... we're not getting rid of Charizard. Oh, we're not getting rid of you. And we can get rid of the Houndour. Yeah, I think we're good. Oh, right, because I caught a couple more. Okay. I was going to say, there shouldn't be anybody else in here. It's because, okay. Well, we're not going to catch anything unless it's shiny, so we should be fine. Let's move you guys down here, and then hopefully we can fill this out as we go. All right, that was 3. Let's check out 4. Ooh, Umber Glue with the 5 streak? That's what we like to see here, chat. We like to see the streaks. What was I bet? Oh, yeah. So for Mabel's research, for anyone wondering, I still need to fill out my Mega Dex. I need to catch some more rock types. I need a lot more dragon types, and I need a handful, well, not a handful, but a good bit more steel. These are the researches that I have left, but obviously you don't need all the researches to get to the shiny charm. You just really need the big ones that really throw a lot of oh, what's what I'm looking for? A lot of the, I guess, experience at ya. Godok following up with their own streak. Back-to-back streaks. We love to see it. Streak twins! I mean, who doesn't want to see some twin streaks? What? But how's it going, Godok? How you feeling after getting some rest after doing the exact opposite of getting rest? Alright, waiting for night to fall over everything. I think I could be wrong, but I think spawns like I think it depends because I think some Pokemon don't persist through the night. Either way, we're just gonna keep running through. We might see what's going on. Bone Edge. Okay, yeah, spawn's definitely changed, so we'll want to double check to see if anything shiny decided to pop up here. Okay, the Spinrax didn't change because I think those persist. It wouldn't surprise me if like most of the Ghastlies persist. Well, one of the Ghastlies turned into an alpha, so there's that. Well, I was rewarded with a headache. Yeah. Sleeping for 15 hours could very well result in that between not, in taking in any water or food. My body can get rather grumpy with me if I don't do that. Alright, if I remember correctly, Zone 5 isn't all that fun to run around. Because I think it's very small, and then you have to like climb up onto the roofs. Nothing there. Not Bellsprout. The automatic Alpha's Bellsprout that's always there. No shinies there. And then I think it's back and through here. Which is just like a whole like dead area. Drop down here. All right. We'll check to see if any of the actually. I think it's better for me to come up this way, and then I can drop down if I want to see the Venipedes. I could be wrong. I might be thinking a little backwards. Alright, no shiny Abra. Alpha. Let's see. Yeah, okay, nothing up top. Check over here. Shiny Whirlipede is not a thing. 2 alphas in one area. I hate that for us. I don't know if I ever noticed that there was a ladder over on that side. That just leads over to there. It just leads to some items, nothing major. Regular looking Electrikes. Abra. Okay, can I get... Okay, I do see a ladder. Alright, I want to go over that way because I desperately do need more Mega Shards. Fine, thank you. So I think that's it for 5. 6 isn't too bad. I know our odds would technically be better for if I just kept resetting the same areas over and over again, but where's the fun in that? No Alpha Houndoom. Let's see, is there anybody shiny up here? Alright, the Mareeps say no. Is there anybody? I can never remember. Is there any Pokemons up here? Swablues are up here, yeah. Okay. Alright, so Blues said no thank you, no shinies today. Alright, Zone 7. Alright, the Alpha up top is nothing. No shiny Shuppets. I think this is where I found the Alpha Floette, if I remember correctly. The shiny Alpha Floette, I should say. Alright, nothing in here. Now I get to play the game of where is 8, because a lot of the times they just have all of these like in very nonsensical places. I kind of wish there was a more of a, I guess, flow to the numbers, but I get why they are kind of a little bit more sporadic. Kind of force you to see more of the city. No shinies. Go ahead and just skip out of there. Alright. Move to 9. 9's gonna at the very least be a big spot for us, mostly for farming up mega crystals. Right, nobody's in there. None of you are shiny. No shiny Kadabra. I know there's more Sableye like down that way, but I'm not worried about dealing with them quite yet. Dragonite? Dude, you can fly! Jackass. Alright, no shiny Kadabras. Perfect. And this is where I found my first shiny, which was one of these Espers. Mile over there isn't shiny. Alright, before I climb the... I think it's only this one Sableye? No, still, okay. So I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure there's more than
I guess
one.
you're gonna miss the
Nyx!
panty raid.
Nyx! How's it going, Nyx? How is your day? Mabel, welcome on in. Welcome on in. And then get you a proper shout out, Nyx. What were you getting up to? Ooh, Takes Two. Very fun game. Solid game. Tons of fun. How'd you enjoy it? How far did you get? What's your favorite part? Sven and I were playing it together. Oh, what a great thing to play together. Absolutely lovely game. If Kit was mildly more coordinated when it came to video games, I'm sure they would love to play It Takes Two together. My least favorite thing is the book. I enjoyed the book. He could definitely be a little annoying, you're not wrong, but I genuinely enjoyed the book. He definitely grows on you, to say the least. He's definitely more annoying in the beginning. Alright, Bellsprouts, bunch of Carvanas, Carabarans, Sharpedo, which we will ignore the Sharpedo as much as we can. I was gonna say we wait for the new day to dawn. I'm gonna play ZA while Sun. Ooh, very nice. How far are you in ZA, and how are you enjoying it? Oh, also, welcome on in, Raiders. My name's Lord Rossnell. I play a variety of games. I don't normally play Legends ZA, but I do play a lot of Pokemon games on stream, mostly ROM hacks. I also play a bunch of Soulsborne games. I also play a bunch of retro games. So if any of that sounds cool to you, it's like definitely hit that follow button. If not, you know, whatever, no big deal. I think I'm about to go fight. Okay, all right. So you're getting there. You are getting there. Don't worry, there will be no spoilies here. We are just doing shiny hunts at the moment. Everything else kind of doesn't really matter at this point for us. But Nyx, anybody coming over in the raid, if you got a raid and run, definitely go and take care of yourself. Don't feel like you have to stay here just because you raided in. It's like, if you can at least leave a lurk up for me, I'd appreciate it. If not, no big deal. You go take care of yourselves. Much more important than watching me. Oh, I've seen so many spoilers. Fair enough. Fair enough. That this game do be all over the internet. Kind of hard not to run to some kind of spoilers, right? Alright. Shimmy's over on that side. I will say Area 11's annoying because you have to go to the other side to even see the like handful of Slowpoke and Slowbro that are over there. So I feel like 11 would probably be a better one to shiny hunt, like if you're specifically going for something. Like, I think the only real thing that's over here that you can't really show up on the other side is the Slowbro. Yeah, because nothing else is really over here. But Nyx, if you or anybody else in chat happens to have any questions, I have completed the game. I've gotten the shiny charm. I've done all the quests except for one. So I should know just about anything and everything. The only quest I don't have done yet is the Jumbo Variety Pumpkaboo, and that's just pretty much RNG. You have to hope you find a Jumbo Pumpkaboo. And there is no like, oh, go check to see what size it is, and that'll tell you if it's jumbo or not. No, it doesn't matter if it's small, medium, large, extra large. There's like it needs to be like specifically a jumbo one. Because for those who may or may not know, Pumpkaboo come in 4 different sizes, I believe, if I remember correctly. One of which being Jumbo. And there's a nice lady who already has 3 of the other ones, and she's like, find me a Jumbo. And yeah. 4 or 5, that sounds right. Alright, anybody in here? Alpha Weeping Bell. Alright, nobody in here. Shiny. Oh, as soon as I hit pause to go to the menu to teleport, it's like, nah, we got you in our sights. No teleporting on your end. Which, you know, honestly rude. Alright. Like, I don't even know if there's like a particular shiny that I would really want. Like, my first thought would be Phalanx, but honestly, like, I don't actually like Phalanx's shiny. Ooh, Ghastly would be a good one. Ghastly's just is a classic, especially once you get to the Mega Gengar. Once you get to Mega Gengar, it's going from the fun yellow and red to just like brown. It's like, ew, why? Absolutely adore Phalanx as a Pokemon. Not great. Not a great shiny. Nobody in here shiny. Shiny Staryu. Okay. We could definitely look for a shiny Staryu. Wait. What quest is that quest wasn't there before. And maybe we'll check it out here in a little bit, but 6. Okay, there's 18, 14, 16. Nope, that one trying to. Dolphin area 2. It took me and Kit so long to find Staryus out in the wild because we literally didn't do any of like check out like any of the wild zones at night. Because, you know, it's nighttime. That means it's time to go do the battle royale. Why would you go do the Pokemon catching at? It was like at nighttime. So we things like Staryu and Drampa like eluded us for a good bit. I'm trying to remember. 17. Okay, no, again. There it is. Oh, right, 17. The place that I want to forget. If you know, you know. Alright. Well, we can definitely make it a point to wait, what? Oh, never mind. I was like, I don't like the sound of like you picking up a berry from. Actually, hold on. I need to kill all the lines in here. Oh, I wish you went the other way. Okay. Oh, quit logging on to the one that's already dead. Okay, good. Let's use one of my 182 full restores. Oh, did your paralyze already go away? Okay. Never mind. But yeah, this area sucks. If you haven't been here yet, I highly recommend any kind of AoE move that is super effective against fire. You're gonna need it. Alright, Mawile. Oh, also Skarmory is a monster. Just throwing it out there. If you want an easier time catching it, do yourself a favor, bring something that can paralyze it. Because the catch rate on things like Skarmory and Gible are awful. I don't know what it is about those two specifically, but I feel like they have their catch rate turned way down compared to everything else. Alright. No Salamence for the shine. What about the Alpha Baneri? Nope. Or Lopunny. Not Baneri. Alright, anybody over here shiny? No. Alright. Now we get to... Off the top of my head, I don't know if there's a quicker way to get up top here. But honestly, coming up this way isn't all that bad. It feels weird that it's this disconjointed. Oh no, did I go the wrong way? Yeah, I don't care. Which way was I supposed to go? Oh, I was supposed to keep going up. Duh. If you couldn't tell, I haven't necessarily ran through all of these wild zones quite enough to get used to where everything is. Okay. No shiny Swablues or Atarias. And I'm pretty certain I just saw a regular ass Fennekin over here. Yeah. Alright. So let's go ahead and exit out here. And then that was 18. Where's 9? 19's over. Oh, right. I'm not too worried about 19 overall. Like, obviously, Drampa's gonna be a pain in the ass to shiny hunt if I ever want to try and get everything. But I've already gotten a shiny from here. I literally this Kangaskhan right here, randomly shiny, like maybe second or third time I ever came through Wild Zone 19. I was like, oh, okay, well that's certainly something. Alright, now we can go and check out Zone 20. Alright, so a couple things. We'll want to check out Zone 2 at night, specifically. And then... Ooh, Indigo the Fox. That's a fun name. Welcome to the party. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. We don't care about you two. Okay, Alpha Roserade. That's at least interesting. Okay, let's see. What are we looking at? No shiny Tapigs. If I could get a shiny Tapig, I would be so excited because the Mega Evolution for Emboar looks so good. So good. Alright, neither of you are shiny. My day's going well. Pretty chill day at work today. Everything went by pretty smoothly. Driving home was a bit of a pain in the ass, but you know, that's just driving in Florida in general. Totodile? Regular Totodile. Okay, we're good. But now we get to sit back, relax, and enjoy some shiny hunting, because last night I finally made it through my 1,000 battles and knocked out the handful of other little things I needed, and now I have the shiny charm. Alright, anybody here shiny? It's like I won't judge you if you wanna do little gleam glams. Anybody? Nope, neither of you. Pichu across the pond? Nope. Gonna lay down feeling okay. You do what you gotta do, baby. You get your rest. Nothing there. All right, we check 2, but we'll come back to 2 at nighttime so we can see if we can find a shiny Staryu. I will say I'm mildly worried we're going to find a shiny Magikarp, mostly because I already have a shiny Magikarp. But I mean, I guess at the very least, it probably wouldn't be bad to have 2 shiny Magikarps, so I could at least have a shiny Gyarados. Haven't even started going for the charm yet. I know it. I will say, like, out of all of the shiny charms I've ever like taken the time to get in any of the games, this one was probably the most annoying. Having to do the 1,000 battles genuinely feels bad in my opinion. Like, I love the game, I like the game loop, but having to do 1,000 battles, and by the time I hit post game, I didn't even get through 200. I knew I was in trouble. But after looking at a couple of tips online and essentially finding the like kind of strat to run through battle zones fairly quickly and to get things done, so you could get like 40-50 battles done in a single night. Yeah, like I'm glad I learned the techniques for that just to get it done quicker, but I will say it was probably some of the least fun I had playing the game. Every other shiny charm I have sometimes I read bad. Every other shiny charm I have living dex from Gen 1 to 9. Jeez. So if these if there's ever returning mons, I always just transfer for the dex entry. It's just, yeah. At some point I need to go through and actually complete my regular living dex. I don't plan on ever doing a living shiny dex. I feel like that's just gonna be too much for me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I have the patience for that. But other than like I think like 2 maybe 3 event Pokemon I don't specifically have, and then like a handful of like random mons that either I just need to catch a second one so I can a second or third one so I can have like the evolution for. It's like, but I'm fairly close to having like a living dex. But I will say, like, once you can, like, in general, like, before I even got the shiny charm, not including the one you get from the quest, I got 5. It's like, this just running around, just casually, not even trying to hunt anything. These little buggers popped up. One of which was an alpha, which was wild to me. So, it's definitely not hard to, you know, get shinies in this game. Obviously anything that's not in a wild zone specifically is going to make things mildly harder, but from what I understand when it comes to shiny hunting in this game is if they're like in the overworld, what you can do is like once you see them, if you run far enough away that they despawn and then you run back to where they would respawn in, that's them literally despawning and respawning, so you can just kind of run back and forth over and over again to keep essentially rolling them until they become shiny. So that's not too bad. It's just making sure you know where those people show up. Well, not people, Pokemon show up. Most of my living decks, like Gen 1 to 6, date all the way back to 2013, 2014. Nice. I honestly can't remember when I actively started working on my living decks, but I know a good chunk of the mons in my living decks, they should be rather old. Because I know at one point I want to say I went through and transferred all of my either best or favorite Pokemon from at least Ruby and Sapphire, like the all of Gen 3 up through all of the DS era, so I could get them into Pokemon Home. No shiny over there, no shiny over there. Those two guys ain't shiny. I need to really worry about anything else. I love looking back at the dates I got my Pokemon, especially when I have stuff like my Ho-Oh dated back to the week of Heart Gold, Soul Silver release. Very nice. God, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I mean, granted, just Gen 2 in general. Just it holds such a special place in my heart. It's my absolute favorite gen. Like, I know like the game itself has its own like little issues of like the level curve and all that. But just the whole, like, the big addition of how many mons there were, and the fact that you could go to both Johto and Kanto for the game, it's just, it's unbeatable. Like, just for the overarching experience, I don't think any games can beat Gen 2 in my mind, and that goes for both Gold, Silver, Crystal, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Obviously, Heart Gold, Soul Silver are gonna feel a lot better overall, but you know, that's just me. Gold, Silver, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver are my comfort Pokemon games. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I can get behind that 110%. I play a lot of ROM hack games here on the channel, mostly Pokemon specifically. To no one's surprise, I would assume, but one of the ones that I really enjoyed was Pokemon Fool's Gold, which is essentially a ROM hack on wow, 2 alpha metatypes, wild. But it is a ROM hack on of I think it's Gold specifically. I could be, if it's not Gold, it's Crystal. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Gen 2. And it changes all the Pokemon's like sprites and typings, adds in a whole other town to go to. Very fun, very enjoyable. Highly recommended if you have the ability to play any ROM hacks, especially if you do if Gold, Silver, and all that is one of your comfort games. Wait, your first gen was Gen 4. Yet still ended up liking Gen 2 more, while everyone especially loves Gen 3 and Gen 4. So me personally, Gen 4 is my least favorite. It is one of the few Pokemon games that I couldn't bring myself to finish until Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but I mostly finished that out of spite. I genuinely did not enjoy Diamond and Pearl. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's just the way that they like laid out the land, and the scaling in it just felt off. But it never grabbed me. I've heard a lot of people talk up Platinum, but when I went to try Platinum, I bought a used game and the cartridge would not hold a save, so I just kind of I returned it, and I gave up on Gen 4 in total. But at some point, I would like to either A, find a copy that actually works, or more realistically, because let's be real, if I find a copy of Platinum anywhere, it's probably gonna be like $100+ I'm gonna find a ROM of it to play through it, just so I can experience Platinum to see if it really does fix all of Gen 4's problems. Because I've heard nothing but great things about Platinum. There's time. Gen 4's biggest issue, in my opinion, is that you have to specifically play Platinum to even have a good. Yeah, and it's like, and that's certainly my thing. It's like, I personally don't think that there is a bad mainline Pokemon game. I don't. It's like, I don't prescribe to like fully trashing any Pokemon generation just because I don't happen to like it. Like I know a lot of people have Gen 4 as their favorite, but 9 times out of 10 they will never mention Diamond and Pearl. It's always Platinum, and I'm like, yeah, you can kind of see why I say Gen 4 is the weakest, but at the end of the day, all the Pokemon games are good, and they all do something a little bit differently, whether it's good or bad. And I think it's like, just for me personally, Gen 4 is the one where it just kind of falls short. And I'm just talking mainline, not really talking the little sequels of the third games or the any of the remakes. So it's like you compare Red and Blue versus versus Gold and Silver, and then Ruby Sapphire. No, like, because like arguably, like, of course most people are probably going to agree Yellow's the best of the Gen 1s, Crystal's the best of the Gen 2, so on and so forth. Like Emerald is such a fun time, and like they absolutely like just nailed the overall experience. It's hard to like compare Emerald to Ruby and Sapphire. It just it feels unfair if you ask. Meanwhile, in Gen 3, you can play through Ruby, Sapphire, and still have a good time without. Exactly. That's definitely the big thing. For sure. It's like most people are going to agree that Diamond and Pearl were essentially shit shows. Again, doesn't mean they're bad games. It's just, especially in comparison to all the other Pokemon games, they feel like they come up short. But yeah, it's like everybody has their favorites, and definitely a lot of the times it's usually most people's first Pokemon game that's most likely going to be their favorite. I started with Red and Blue. It's like, but like I said, just the overall improvements that they did from Red and Blue to Gold and Silver. It's too good not to say that, you know, it's personally like your best, right? Like don't get me wrong, absolutely love Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Very great games. I think they absolutely nailed it going from the Game Boy to the Game Boy Advanced era, but them not continuing the trend of, hey, let's go back to the previous region, like them setting that essential expectation just kind of, you know, kind of ruined Pokemon games going forward for me. And not even ruined, but they set the bar a little bit too high. They end up setting the bar a little bit too high. Not needing to play other versions of a game, in my opinion, is where Gen 5 shines. You don't gotta play Black and White to play Black and White 2 and vice versa. You're absolutely... If any other gen... Like, if Gen 2 didn't exist for whatever reason, I had to pick another gen to be my favorite, it would absolutely be Gen 5. I absolutely adored my time with Black and White and Black and White 2. Both sets of games just absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so Staryu actively. Okay, so we'll want to double check to see if there are any. Alright, any shinies hiding? Gen 5 got so much hate for. It's like that's the big thing that I don't understand. I mean, like, I don't understand why like Gen 5 got the hate that it did. Now, granted, like, I think around that time I wasn't like actively like on the like internet in a way where it's like I'm reading reviews, I'm seeing discourses and things like that. So that definitely wasn't like so I guess that was like never at my forefront. And out of all my friends that also played Pokemon, like as far as I remember, nobody disliked Gen 5. So like the discourse around that kind of missed me, but like definitely later years when people like start talking Pokemon and like, oh no, this is the worst gen and blah blah blah, this gen was so bad, how could you like this gen? Like the fact that I saw so many like people like talking smack on Gen 5, I'm like, I'm so confused. Like Gen 5 essentially revitalized my love of Pokemon because of just how disappointing Gen 4 was. Let's come to 15 to see if we can't get a Jumbo Pumpkaboo. But yeah, like I 1,000,000% would love to even, it's like, heck, I don't even need a remake of Black and White or Black and White 2. Like port that, just port it over to the Switch. I'll gladly buy it again and play it on. It's like and play it on the Switch. Wait, was that all? Okay, we've still got one more Pumpkaboo. In the ball. Alright, I believe that was all the Pumpkaboos. Alright, let's get back out here, see if any of these are the Pumpkaboo she's looking for. Come on, for alligator, smash those. Perfect. The most criminal part, it was the worst selling out of Diamond, Pearl, Heart Gold, Soul, Silver, Black. Really? But in my opinion, that wasn't Black White's fault, but the DS aging. Yeah. Alright. Come on, tell me I have one. I don't have it, motherfucker. Rude. Alright. Boxes. Alright. Select multiple. Alright, Pumpkaboos. You're out. But like X and Y are a lot of fun. I think X and Y is where the first time I really saw any like major discourse about any kind of Pokemon game, because X and Y was when they first introduced XPL, right? Which, especially now at my age, is like in how limited time I have, I'm glad XPL is a thing. Not having it just honestly made the game last longer for no reason. Like, I like how in a lot of ROM hacks like that have XPL in, you have a little toggle to turn it on and off. Like that's a nice feature. A lot of people like that. I think we just got done through 9 before it turned to nighttime, so I think we're on 10. But yeah. And most sold defo doesn't mean the best. Scarlet and Violet are currently the best selling. As far as I know, I think Red, Blue, Green are still technically the best from the last I saw. Or the most selling, not the best game, but because last I saw, Scarlet and Violet was in second place. But it's one of those things, especially now that the Switch 2 is out and the everyone now knows that Scarlet and Violet, you know, runs well on, you know, a solid console. Again, shocker. Who would have guessed that the Switch 1 didn't have the capabilities to handle the game. And if you take the time and you look at how they set things up to like try and make it work as well as it could, it makes sense as to, you know, why it kind of ran poorly. They tried to do a whole lot with a whole little amount of, you know, resources. The Switch 2 games overtook them now. Really? I mean, granted, I think I saw the report not that long ago. The best selling games of all time. Let's see. 31. That's from a year ago. That's not even accurate. Okay, that's just in general. What about down here for... Yeah, everything I'm still seeing is saying Scarlet and Violet's like 27-ish million and Red, Blue, Green is 31 million. So as far as from everything that I can see, real quick, Red, Blue, and Green are still up there. Now, I will say Red, Blue, and Green do have a little bit of... Well, again, I guess it depends on how they calculated it out. But I know that... what is it? Red and Blue at least got a re-release on the 3DS at one point for digital. And I don't know if those sales count towards the overall sales number. I don't see why they wouldn't. So they've had at least 2 separate runs at least to get to that 31 mil. And I will say I am a part of the problem because I still have my Red and Blue cartridges, as well as I bought the special 3DS and got the digital copies of Red, Blue, and Yellow. I'm sad that I never got the digital copies of Gold, Silver, and Crystal on the 3DS. Though I'm sure at this point I could probably still jailbreak my 3DS and just, you know, get them anyways. But Scarlet and Violet definitely, like, I would say it's like it's worthy of criticism for sure, but the amount of hate it got was honestly just dumb. All right, let's go to 12. All right, I think here in about 2 minutes I will take a little break to coincide with the ads, just to make things kind of blend together a little smoother. And if we run into any shinies, might as well let everybody be able to see with us and enjoy. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna do the smart thing. I'm gonna go start my break now. It might take a little bit longer than the whatchamacallit anyways, the ad break. So either way, give me a few moments. I'll be back. It's Rabbit Mario's in love. I love it. Okay, so it's essentially Rabid Cloud Strife Genderman. I love it. I'm here for it. And funny enough, the two beans for us reaching our $50 goal that I'm going to be eating are either going to be stink bug or toasted marshmallow. It's going to be either a mix or it's going to be both of one. I really hope it's not double stink bug because I feel like that'll be a bad time. Oh god, I'm pretty sure it's double stink bug. Oh. 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 The things I do for donations. Oh. Can't do that yet. Got him, coach. First try. Nailed it. Hey, Gameplay Boy. Appreciate you stopping by and hope you're having a good Thursday. Oh, owie. Okay, I forgot that you sent out like a little wind sight. Okay, that's not bad. And oh, that's dumb. Oh, that's so dumb. Work through Bangalore's smoke. I feel like that at that point it's like, what the fuck's the point of the digital threat? Good run, appreciate it, Ken. It should, yeah. Okay, so the game was fucking me there because I was not getting the outline of either of them. So the game was fucking me. Got it. Better they changed something, but yeah, that digital threat should have been. I should have. We can't let it start rolling out. Life gets dangerous when the milk starts rolling.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Is not wanting to get greedy when you're close.
And this is it, bitch.
He did it.
If there was a teabag emote, I would be teabagging so hard.
I can't imagine that would get approved.
A teabag emote?
Yeah.
No. Well, either way, that's going on TikTok. Because fuck that bitch.
Hell yeah.
Oh no, the moon thing. I better fight it. Oh wait, I didn't do the things. It's just gonna eat my face.
That's right.
Alright, yeah, so that only took about 15-20 minutes. Because I spent the first like 10 minutes dicking around letting people come in.
But now you're going back.
Yeah.
Thing's creepy though. Looking.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of glad that I don't have to fight that thing. That I feel like that thing would be absolute bullshit to try and have to fight. Ooh, okay. Okay. Definitely a little rough.
I believe she's putting out a fire.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was. Ooh. I just need an MMO a little more faster paced than WoW. That's fair. I've never actually played WoW myself, so I can't like speak on it. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Alright, we kept it under single digits. Oh man, I punched the gun to death. Well, what kind of bullshit's that? Oh, no. Let me just move out. Okay. Alright, and you're probably gonna run a bit, so pew. Hey, pre-fired right into his wiener, guys. I did it. I pre-fired my gun right into the dude's wiener. Got it. Perfect for spooky seasons. Ooh, we got us a nice hit right here. A Radiant Gardevoir. Ooh, and I don't even think that's technically the rare. Ooh, snap. Nice hit in a row. Got the Zorora V-Star. Okay, so that one pack. Oh my god, it keeps going. It keeps going. Trainer Art Gallery Snorlax.
That's straightforward. It's simple. I burnt my bum. I burnt my bum. Oh no, I burnt my bum again. Hot cross buns. Yep. Okay. Yep. That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Alright, what do we got here? Regular treatment. Nearing daybreak. No shinies though. Alright, 14. Where's 14? 14's over here. Anybody want to do a little shiny shine? Little bling a bling? I'm gonna take this as a no. Fair enough. 15. Where are you at? I was gonna say we already did one run through of 15, but maybe things have respawned by now. Or at the very least, coming back, the things that we didn't technically despawn by catching them, they'll at least never mind. Alright, maybe we got lucky in one of the, 3 Pumpkaboos we caught there at the very end? Maybe some of them were shiny? Or not shiny, jumbo? Because as far as I know, you have to specifically catch the jumbo at night, and they don't show up during the day. Right. Sure. Still don't have one. Cool. Bucks. Alright, that was 15, 16. I feel like getting a shiny Hawlucha would be really cool. One, two, you're not shiny. Brokey's not shiny. The Phalanx are shiny. The Reap happens to be an alpha, so that's interesting. It is raining. So what one thing I should probably do, because I know Goomy ever show up like in like this section of town when it's raining, I should probably go check to see if we can happen to find a shiny Goomy, because otherwise we're never gonna run into a shiny Goomy. Nothing. Alright, where's Pyro at? Hello? Oh, right. I keep forgetting that I don't have, I need to go talk to the people at the Fist of Justice to use my mastery seeds so that for alligators, Surf can actually be used as a plus move. Alright, Mawile isn't anything, and I don't actually see a Skarmory flying around, which kind of annoying. Oh, there it is. Biggest thing is it's not shiny, so I don't care. Let's see. 18 was up here. I'm assuming the Noibat and the Noivern show up at night in place of the Swablu and the Altaria. Right. Any of you? Nope. None of you are shiny. Well, Punny, what do you say? Nope. Alright, what about the Swablu, Altaria, and Fennekin? I'm assuming not, because I feel like I would have heard the shiny sound by now, because I think I should be I was gonna say I should already be close enough for them all to spawn in. And then yeah, Fennekin just spawn in there. None of those are shiny. Alright. Alright, is it early enough in the day for Drampa to spawn? I know we did a couple of stops, but hey, maybe Drampa will be up there. Drampa is up there, but sadly Drampa is not shiny. No shinies around there. And no shinies down and around here. Okay. Not even a shiny Eevee stuck between bushes. Which seems to happen a lot for some reason. I don't know why. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Algae, algae 3. Okay. An alpha one too. Golly. All right. Lucario. Tepig. Goodra. Garbodors. Bulbasaur. Okay. I will say Bulbasaurs don't seem to. I was gonna say, I mean, I don't feel like any of the grass starters really ever seem to want to spawn here. There's usually at least the water starter that likes to spawn here. I will say Tepig shows up a whole bunch, though. Okay, I'm guessing day changed enough to... Or Lucario followed me over and Tepig turned into... Okay, whatever. Alright, back to 1. I think we'll continue this for the next, like... Actually, yeah. Never mind, we'll continue this for the next hour. We all live in a Pokemon world. Damn straight, Claw. Damn straight. How's it going? How is your Friday? God, I had to think about that. But welcome on in. Alpha Reap. Saturday for you? Okay, alright. We got plenty of friends across the pond here. So you'll be in good company. It's going well if I can go back to sleep. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. We are definitely a community that enjoys our sleep here. So... big hopes that you can find that sweet bliss that we know known as sleep. So many alpha Magikarps. Congrats on the shiny charm. Thank you. It was a struggle, to say the very least. Having to battle 1,000 trainers, absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking when they decided, you know what, 1,000. They should have stopped at 500. Because I don't know about you, but by the time I finished the game, I wasn't even at 200 battles done. So, yeah, going from not even 200 all the way to 1,000, not a fun time. It's like either A, they needed to increase the amount of battles you needed to do to get enough points to get the challenge tickets, or they needed to reduce the amount of battles you needed to do to complete Mabel's research, at least in my opinion. I was at 523-ish when I finished the game. Well, you were in a much better spot than I was when I finished the game. But yeah, no, like, even when I hit the point where I only needed 500 more to go, it was still such a slog. And I think that was right around the time I finally saw someone post like, oh, hey, this is the, like, technique that you do when playing, when going through the nightly battle royale to rack up, like, 50 battles in a single night, which was like, okay, cool. I can now get this done in 10 nights of worth of battles, but genuinely playing that way just made the game not fun, in my opinion. They should have made a 100-point challenge to. That would have been interesting. That definitely would have been interesting. I will say I was kind of sad that it was like a very quick little side quest for Diancie, as well as the catch rate on Diancie was just awful. I got tired of trying to catch it, and I just threw one of my 3 master balls at it. Or yeah, exactly. By the end, I was hitting 40 plus battles a night. Yeah. For the most part, I was hitting at least 50 a night. More often than not, I was at least knocking like 52, 53 here and there. I think I got a couple of like 55s, 56, 57s, which really helped push things over. Because literally, like, the last night of battle I had to do, I only needed 16 battles, which was nice. But yeah, doing the ZA Royale the way it's meant to be done, where you run around, you collect the cards, you sneak up on people, super fun game loop. Absolutely enjoy that. I could do that. I could do that a lot. With the pressure of knowing, hey, you need 1,000 battles to get the shiny charm. Yeah, actually. All right, I'm not gonna get. Actually, wait. Where can I go for? Ooh, yeah, I'm maxed out on mega shards. We gotta go turn those. We gotta go turn in the mega shards. We were in 5. Okay. That's another thing that I don't like about this is you cap out at 999 mega shards. I can't tell you how many mega shards I probably lost out on being at the cap and the game not telling me, oh, hey, by the way, there's a cap. And the crappy thing about the cap is when it comes to these last handful of mega stones, the most you can get out of having the cap is 2. And then so I'm gonna need to hit cap once, twice, 2.5 more times. Which honestly shouldn't be that big of a deal, but you know, still annoying. Heyo, Loki Mike, how's it going? How is your Friday? Also, yes, finally, it's like, lucky for you, I focused more on grinding out the shiny charm rather than grinding out heals in Bloodborne. But I will absolutely take the time to grind out the heals in Bloodborne this weekend, so that way we can get back to Bloodborne next week. But my general plan is we're going to keep doing we're just checking every single wild zone for the next like 20 or not 20, next 40 minutes. Once we hit 9 and it's my last hour of stream, then I will say screw it, I'm going to buckle down and I'm going to pick one zone and we're just going to keep running that zone back over and over again until we get a goddamn shiny. Because I want to end the night on at least getting 1 shiny, goddammit. Because if I can get 2 shinies without the shiny charm while trying to unlock the shiny charm, I should be able to get a shiny with the shiny charm. That's a big hippo. It's a big old hippo. Alright, nobody here is shiny. Eight's over here. trying to remember the order of everything is because of like just how sporadically it's put around. Little bit of a pain. For how many things spawn here in 8, I'm surprised this isn't one of the places I found a shiny. Alright, none of yous. Not you. Not you. None of yous. Okay, I think we're good. Alright. Exit 8. Head to 9, one of the best places you can go to farm up mega shards. If you're like me and you're still missing out on some mega stones. You're not shiny. You're an alpha. You're an alpha. Alright, 2 alphas in a row. Fun. Mawile, not shiny. That's Sableye shiny. There should be at least one more. I think that's that. And then we run all the way back. I'm not gonna lie, Alpha Sableye with the red eyes, it's such a good look. I kind of wish the alphas kept the red eyes. I feel like that would have been a cool touch. Another alpha Carbink, wild. Oh, hit the wrong button. Everything gets hit by Surf. Alright, none of you are shiny. Neither of those Carbinks are shiny. That's not the one I want to lock onto. Oh, dude. No shinies up here. I was gonna say the minute. Wow, another alpha Carbink. Anything else? None of those small wilds are shiny. Let's just drop down here real quick. Why this isn't an exit from the wild zone, I have no idea. I feel like this should be an exit. Check out 10. No, I've yet to bother with the whatchamacallit. With the ranked matches for the new season. I'll honestly probably do those in a bit. But as of right now, I can't be bothered, I'm not gonna lie. Though it will be nice because I won't have to grind nearly as much. Hey, sorry, you. I won't have to grind nearly as much to get the Delphox as I did the original Greninja. Because it's what? Only up to S? Which that won't take any time at all. Though I know I've heard people already complaining about Season 2 because people can use Xerneas in it. And they're like, Xerneas breaks the game. So that'll be interesting to see. I might see what kind of Pokemon I can figure some things out with. Maybe a solid like poison type to counteract the Xerneas, just to have in my back pocket. I still think I take for my Feraligatr no matter what, because honestly, between Surf, Bite, Ice Fang, and Breaking Strike, I think that's the one dragon move. I think it's Breaking Strike. I think between those 4 moves, Feraligatr is just such a solid choice to bring into literally anything. And I know, at least in season 1, I saw a lot of people, like after my first couple of matches, also start to bring their Feraligatrs as well. Obviously, Dragonite's kind of a big thing too. 12's down here. A lot of people like to use Dragonite, which is one of the reasons why I really like Feraligatr and having Ice Fang. Because nothing says screw your pseudo legendary like 4 times damage. Nothing shiny in here. Uh, 13 was, yeah, up here. So yeah, as much as I really do enjoy Legends EA, and I definitely think it's like a 9 out of 10 game, I could even say like 9.5 out of 10. I still like Legends of Arceus better. I like the whole just like going nuts, like sneaking, rolling, dodging, and just like catching Pokemon like an absolute madman. Like I like that, the feel of that a lot more. I like what they did, making things interesting with the whole battling in real time. That's kind of cool. I like it's like they absolutely killed it on the story. The graphics are, you know, where I think they should be. Like, ooh, boo, ooh, they copied and pasted. It's like PNGs on the side of buildings. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, if that's what you're wanting out of your Pokemon game, like, I think you're asking a little bit too much. Like, the things that matter are the big things, like paying attention to like their surrounding buildings. Like, just, you know, that I don't care about. It's like, and even then, like, looking at them from afar, they look good. I just think a lot of people's standards are a little bit too high, and they're all like, we just want realistic graphics. Like, that's never gonna be Pokemon. It's like, it's not about graphics, it's about art style at that point. And the fact that there are people out there that just don't fucking get that is mind-blowing to me. All right, let's see. So we were just at 14. Well, we're gonna go to 15 anyways to try and catch the Pumpkaboos, but let's go to 2 to see if we can see a shiny Staryu. We'll check zone 4 for the shiny Ghastly. So far, no shinies. Anyone want to do Gleam Glam? You know, do a little bling bling? Anybody? Be really cool if you did. I'm gonna say that's a no. Let's see, check 4 real quick. See if anyone happens to be hiding a shiny in there. Anyone want to shine? Doesn't have to be Ghastly, just saying. If anybody wants to, you know, be sparkly, I'd be more than happy to catch you and give you a good home. Alright. Say that's a no on that part. Alright, so we're gonna go to 15 anyways. Because 1, it was the next one, and 2, it is where we need to try and catch some Pumpkaboo because this one quest is ridiculous. I wonder if I actually... Alright, so far our catch rate on these Pumpkaboo pretty good. But that one's definitely staying. Alright, I know there's at least one more regular Pumpkaboo. You get the ball. Of course, you want to be difficult. Get the ball. Alright. That's all the Pumpkaboos from this area. Nothing in here was shiny. That wrong button. Satchel. All right, you are any of my Pumpkaboos jumbo? Still none of them jumbo. Big sad. This is definitely one of those times where I would much prefer random encounters, because at least with random encounters I could at least farm the same area over and over again and not have to worry about like respawns or anything like that. The only way they could make this quest any better is if they had, like, I guess, like, actual visual indicators other than, oh yeah, no, this one Pumpkaboo, it happens to look rather larger compared to the rest of the Pumpkaboo you've seen. Which is kind of hard to tell when you're, you know, running around, you know, fearing for your life. Because a whole bunch of other ghost Pokemon want to, you know, eat your lunch. Alright, let's go back to hell. But yeah, I think what we will do is I will specifically hunt Phalanx. Again, I don't care for Phalanx's shiny overall. Oh, hello. Okay, interesting. Nope. Thank God Surf hits in such a wide area. Alright. I don't know if everything up above would have spawned already. Oh yeah, I don't really come here that much at night, so I was like, wait, Lampit's here? That makes sense because I'm not usually here at night. All right, 18 up to here. Ooh, okay. Actually, I was gonna say we need to check the roof right away, but I mean, it's literally check the Salamence, the 3 Bagons, the Lopunny, and then go to the roof. That 18 feels incredibly small, especially compared to the rest of the zones, if you ask me. Also, the fact that they don't have like a hollow elevator or just a direct ladder up to the roofs for this area feels weird to me. That you have to exit the zone to then climb scaffolding to then re-enter the zone feels weird. Noibat, Noivern, Noibat, okay. Fennekin? Fennekin's still over there. Alright. 19. Do you have anything for me, 19? Some Kangaskhan. Some Cleffa and Clefairy. Nothing shiny, though. Alpha Eevee, though. Okay, that's at least different. Oh. Get. Okay, you're... Alright, yeah. This is taking too long. Give it the big smack. Get in the ball. Okay, cool. Alpha Eevee. Don't specifically know what I would want to evolve it into, but we at least have an Alpha Eevee now. That's the first Alpha Eevee that at least I think that's the first Alpha Eevee I've seen. Roserade, Totodile, Galgi, Gengar, and ooh, Alpha Phalanx. Nice. 2 Lucarios, Aggron, and Scrafty. I feel like getting a Scrafty would be pretty cool. Bulbasaur, Gardevoir. Alright. Alright, back to 1. We got about 20 more minutes of running through every single zone until we find a shiny. Or we hit 9 o'clock and then I say, screw it, I'm going to focus on one zone and see if we can have better luck just rolling the dice at the same place more often. Dawn's approaching. No shiny Pichu. Alright, what about these 2 Pidgey that are up on the roof? The one over there is a no. I would imagine at this point, yeah, I was gonna say, I could probably safely say that that's not gonna happen. No Alpha Staryu. You know what? Daytime's approaching anyways, and Staryu only shows up here at night. What we can do is we can farm this one area until it hits daytime, and then we can continue on after that, just so we can try and get to... have a chance to actually get a shiny Staryu. That's a no on that part. No on them fishes. Another Alpha. You can certainly get Alphas to spawn. Thought I got a shiny charm, not an alpha charm. Alright. Yeah, I think once we get past the one bridge, we could probably reset even sooner if I'm being honest, but eh. No shiny, no. Regular Staryu that time. Nearing daybreak. One of those, Staryu. Okay, yeah, so about after that one bridge, because of, I'm assuming the Patrat up on the hill. That one's probably aggroing. That's a no, none of those, no. To be honest, sitting here thinking about it, I don't actually know off the top of my head what a shiny Staryu looks like. I'm just more so like waiting for the gleam. Those. Maybe it's the Magikarp? I don't know. Something's getting mad at me around that bridge. Oh. Another Alpha Staryu. So if there's any question on whether or not fast traveling switched the like reset spawns, it does. As you can tell, between different Pokemon being in obviously different spots and then switching from regular to alpha, yeah, they change. Okay. Anybody here want to be shiny? Well, so I'm assuming like the Bibicool and the Patrat, some of these some of the whatchamacallits, the Magikarps, like some of those probably persist from day to night. I'm not 100% sure how spawns like that specifically work. I know if it's like a nighttime like specific spawn or anything like that, it's like it specifically stays there. And if it's like a shiny spawn that spawns at night, it'll hold that place, which is nice. Another Alpha Pikachu. Alright, to 4. About 15 more minutes. And I'll probably take a quick break because I'm gonna need to get Kit their medicine together for them. Alpha Swepa. Okay. Alpha Echo. Again, I feel like we got an alpha charm, not a shiny charm. But just how many alphas we're running into. Yeah. Nothing here in 4. Let's check 5, even though 5 is probably one of the more boring zones to go to. No on the Bellsprout over there. No on the 3 Pokemon that spawn here. Nothing on the Whirlipede. Nothing on the Venipedes. Alright, nothing. I'm trying to remember. Is Amber like an actual like different color, or is it like an off color? Trying to remember all the different shiny colors, which I know I never will. I'll pretty much only ever, well, I'll only ever remember like all the ones that, you know, I specifically like, you know. Cool. Alright, 5, 6s, yeah, over here. 6 not too much better than 5 in my opinion, but at least it feels a little bit smoother to run around. So you come in, you check down there for the couple Bibbleholes and the Magikarps. You got the Benaries. So quick, easy checks. Houndour, 1, 2, 3, Houndoom. The chance for some Metatites, which it looks like one of them is Alpha. Then you zip up here. And you go, hey look, 2 Flaffies that aren't shiny. You continue over here, and I'm assuming they've already spawned in and we would have heard them, but I like to double check and make sure. Then you get 3 Swablu. From there, you find 7. Ugh. I can say I don't actually know what a shiny Vanillite looks like, so I'd 100% be specifically looking out for a for like the actual like shiny notification for whenever one of those would be shiny. Anybody wanna be shiny today? Shiny. Ooh, shiny. Ooh, look at him. Look at that little boy. All right, we found our first shiny. Nice. Haha, Jolbur. Nice. It happened. It finally happened, chat. I'm not gonna lie, I saw a little bit of blue and I was like, wait, another one? No, that's just the top of a Gibble. Alright, it only took like almost 2 hours. Alright. But area Wild Zone 8 did not disappoint. Welcome to the team. Shiny little Jilbur. Adorable. And actually, so that's the first one that of the new Pokemon that has a Mega Evolution. I did already have two shinies that would eventually have a Mega Evolution. Actually 3, thinking about it. 3 in a row, actually, surprisingly. Alright, cool. Alright, everything else tonight is just icing on the cake. It's like we got a shiny. And it's one we didn't have beforehand, so it's even better. Alright, we got 10 minutes. I still think for the last hour we will purposefully shiny hunt, going through resetting the same wild zone over and over again. I'm still thinking that that I go for the phalanx. I feel like getting a shiny phalanx would be cool. Again, even though I don't care for the actual shiny phalanx, but I absolutely adore phalanx and it's mega. Is this in order of wild zones? And yeah, so for the next like 9 minutes, we're just going in order of wild zones, just over and over again. But for the last hour of my stream, I will be specifically picking a wild zone and just sticking to it, which I think I'm gonna go with 16, the one that has phalanx, because I feel like that one would be fairly quick and easy to like run through, check to see if everything's shiny, and then from there I can just reset things real quick. But how's it going, Nod? How is your Friday? Also, if you want me to specifically refer to you as anything else, just let me know. I just went with Nod because I feel like that's probably the easier of the options. Like I said, I hate having to constantly deal with you. Good. Alright. Nothing personal, Carbink. Had a great Friday? Nice. My Friday, I can't complain. Easy day at work today. Getting to come home, chill, play some Pokemon, finally enjoy my shiny charm that I got last night. Feels pretty good if you ask me. I don't know if you had a chance to see, but Drillbur here was our first of shiny Pokemon that we got from the shiny charm. Obviously Marie from the quest, but Esper, Magikarp, Kangaskhan, Carvana, and our Alpha Floette all shiny before the shiny charm. Not that it makes a difference in their value in any way, shape, and form. It's nice to it's just nice to mention. Because I am certainly not the type of person that gets uppity about how people get their shinies. I don't care what method you use. I don't care if you have a shiny charm or not. As long as you're not like hacking it in. It's like, however you get a shiny, you got a shiny. I also don't care what kind of Pokeball you put it in. So as long as you caught the shiny, that's all that matters. If you want to take the time to color coordinate, cool. But me, nah, I go with whatever works. You put the Pokemon in the ball. That's all that matters. I always do this. Like, I always get mildly lost, and I'm like, okay, where's the next zone? Yeah, especially, yeah, right? But yeah, I don't know why certain people get so like bent out of shape when it comes to how, wow, that is an Alpha Stunfisk. It's a big old floppy boy. But I don't understand why some people get so like bent out of shape when it comes to things like that. Never made sense to me to get upset about. It's like just doing the AFK bench method, which I actually don't know how that actually works off the top of my head. I think it's like, my guess is it's something along the lines of you sit at a bench near a wild zone and you essentially set it up in a way that you just sit there and have the day-night cycle just repeat over and over again until, like, you know, shiny show up. Because you're constantly resetting the spawns, and then it's like every time a shiny shows up, its spot gets saved. I'll color coordinate if I really like. That's like, I can definitely appreciate dedication like that, and if I had that level of dedication, I would absolutely do the same. I personally I like shinies. It's like, I don't think it makes it, I don't think it adds any personal value to me for me when it comes to color coordinating, because 9 times out of 10 you're not really seeing the Pokeball itself, or like if you do, it's for like maybe a couple seconds. I don't have a turbo controller, so I can't AFK bench method. So that, like, I never looked into the AFK bench method, because I thought that was like, that feels like a weird way to be like, yeah, I got a shiny. Again, I don't think it makes a shiny worth any less in comparison, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to getting shinies, it's more fun about, you know, actively going around, running around, and randomly encountering the shiny, and not essentially taking the dice that is known as the RNG and literally just rolling it like a million times, and then be like, oh yeah, it's like, out of like the million times, like, yeah, of course I was gonna hit at least a couple of shinies. Who would have thought? But like, definitely for like people who are specifically going for like living shiny decks, yeah, I know you do what you got to do to have your odds be better in your favor. It's like, I'm definitely not gonna judge you for, you know, for that. Because sometimes the RNG in this game is really weird. Alright. Any shinies? Anybody want to do Gleamy Glam? No? None of ya? Yeah, okay. A lot of you want to be mad, though. I can tell you that right now. Okay. Alright. We have 1 minute until 9 anyways.
I'd rather be shiny, like a treasure from a sunken pirate wreck. Scrub the deck and make it look shiny.
Godot gets it. Alright, so none of you three. Alright, so for the last hour, we're going to specifically be shiny hunting this area, just resetting everything as much as possible. We're specifically looking for Phalanx, only because its mega is probably one of my favorite megas, if not probably my favorite mega. Plus, I feel like shiny hunting Phalanx is probably going to be one of like the easier ones, because you get a solid, what, 6 chances? My biggest worry is, knowing my luck, I will have Froakie be shiny. And I'm going to hate my life trying to catch that little bastard. Shiny Phalanx is great. One, I personally don't like Phalanx is shiny. I think it going from the yellow and red to the brown is just like it feels like a downgrade to me. Like, I can understand why some people like it, but for me, I don't personally like it. It's just the concept of Phalanx and its Mega are just too great. I love it too much. I can't not appreciate Phalanx enough. You. None of you. Neither of you two. You're all good. I wish there was a way that I could choose which entrance it would spawn me in at whenever I do the fast travel reset here. Because I would love to start at like one of the other two gates, so I could like just kind of go in one giant loop around. Okay, so we've gotten 2 Alpha Phalanx so far. So does that mean shiny Phalanx soon? Huh? Okay, again, okay, that's 2 Alpha Phalanx in one like. At this point, the RNG's just messing with us. I think Scolipede has the best new Mega, but Phalanx is top 3 for sure. I do really enjoy Scolipede's Mega. I think it's a very solid Mega for sure. I know I probably don't align with a lot of people's thoughts on a lot of Megas, because I know a lot of people really hate Mega Feraligatr. I genuinely love it. I think it's like the right amount of silly. Like it's still got the whole, you know, I'm a badass gator bit to it, but it's got that silliness of I'm gonna flip my lid and become a big chompy Totodile. Like I personally don't understand why a lot of people dislike it. Like I see their complaints and I see why they say it, and I'm like, nah, that doesn't bother me. I don't know why why it bothers you. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any of the Megas that I genuinely dislike. I think there are Megas that I'm disappointed in. But I think all the Megas are at least, you know, okay enough. Mega Meganium is the same for me, just less hated than... Yeah, I've definitely seen some hate for Mega Meganium, and I don't understand it. I think that's like, they absolutely killed it with the design. And like, for the longest time growing up, I did not care for Meganium to begin with. Like, granted, the design grew on me over time, and I can really appreciate Meganium now. But I think they absolutely killed it with Mega Meganium. That being said, I will say out of the 3 starters for ZA, I think Mega Emboar takes the cake. If I would have known what Mega Emboar looked like beforehand, I probably would have picked Emboar instead of Feraligatr. Though, at the end of the day, I do not regret picking Feraligatr. the bacon staff is very cool. Also, I saw a picture of that somebody caught a shiny Embor, or they caught a shiny Tepig and turned into, you know what? Either way, you know what I'm saying. But the shiny Mega Embor, that also looks really good. The blue flames are just so good. But let's see, like Mega Starmie, it's goofy. I wish they would have done more with it. Like I feel like they went really lazy with it and it's disappointing, but overall it's, you know, it's okay. I wish they would have went with something else. They would have done something more. I don't know what they could have done to make it any better just off the top of my head, but that one's it's not bad, it's disappointing. Same with like my personal opinion when it comes to it is like Mega Dragonite, especially when they first showed it off, which I've come to realize that when it comes to like the official like 3D renders, a lot of the times the Pokemon Company does not know how to set those renders up in any way, shape, and form to make the Pokemon look good. Actively seeing Mega Dragonite like actually in action, okay, looks cooler, looks a lot better. I still wish they would have done a little bit more. I feel like making the big wings on the head unnecessary. You put those wings on its back, you put the little Dragonair ear wings on Dragonite's ears instead, and it's like it's looking a lot better in my opinion. But again, I don't hate it as nearly as much as I did when like first gut reaction, but I would still put Mega Dragonite in like a disappointing category. It's not bad, it's just not quite what I would have wanted. The only bad blue flame shiny is Chardet Armor. Yeah, they really just like kind of dropped the ball when it came to Chardet, Chardet's shiny. Like I feel like a lot of Scarlet Violet shinies are generally like disappointing. And we'll wait for night to fall over. Mega Dragonite could be awesome. Serpent Leviathan, yeah, they could have went, okay, we're gonna go back to more serpent like, it was like, and bring it back towards Dragonair that way, but I don't know, like I just feel like they could have done more. I don't know if you saw the announcement for the DLC, but the Mega for Baxcalibur, I genuinely enjoyed Baxcalibur in Scarlet Violet. Absolutely loved using it in my playthrough when I happened upon it. Mostly because I also didn't know that was the pseudo legendary of the game when I caught the Frigibax. I did not know. Oh yeah, I've completely forgot that Starmie could spawn here. I don't think I've ever actually seen Starmie spawn here. But the Mega Evolution for Frigibax, or for Baxcalibur, I don't know. I feel like they went like, okay, what's like the bare minimum we can do to give this thing a Mega? Bunny, thank you for the lurk. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a good Friday. Both new Megas are cool in my opinion. The ones not, yeah. I know the Chimecho one. That one, I think that one's a 10 out of 10. Like they absolutely nailed the Chimecho one. The Baxcalibur one, again, it's not bad. It's just not what I would have personally wanted. Where they just like, okay, we make the back blade a little bit bigger, and oh, we put the handle of the back blade on Baxcalibur's stomach to make it look like he's been impaled by the sword. And then like I think they added in like a little bit more like icy armor on him. It's like, like I mean, again, I don't know what someone could have done to make it better. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's missing something to make it really feel like a Mega, if you ask me. Nobody in there. I just like the fact that Flygon could. There is a chance. There's a chance, and it's the like one Mega that I think is just universally, just constantly being begged for. That being said, I don't know how much faith I have in the Pokemon Company to actually do something like that. Because I know, and I don't know if this is true, but I know I've heard talks about there were plans for a flying evolution, but because of like just so many people making fan designs on like, oh, this is what I would expect XYZ to look like, they ended up scrapping their flying evolution, and now we just don't get one. And the fact that we haven't gotten a new evolution in how many gens now feels kind of bad, if you ask me. So, yeah, it'd be incredibly cool to have Mega Flygon finally, because the boy deserves it. I don't know if the Pokemon Company is going to deliver on that one, unfortunately. Getting a whole lot of Alpha Phalanx. Not really seeing any shinies. Speaking of Alpha Phalanx, hey guys, how you doing? Just regular. Well, the nice thing about this hunt is we will obviously know if we have a shiny Phalanx pretty quickly. Okay, I saw yellow. Yellow. The Mega of every evolution would be cool, but that would probably mean we would. Yeah. I've definitely Mega evolutions would be really cool, but yeah, if I had to choose between Mega evolutions or actually new evolutions, I'll take new evolutions. I feel like you start off with, oh cool, you can get fire, water, or electric types because of the stones, and then you add an ice, grass, and then well, dark, psychic, then ice, grass, then fairy, and you just never like actually just go with the whole gimmick of Eevee is the ultimate Pokemon that can just turn into any type. I feel like, yeah, it's like you've kind of like ruined a great idea. Like clearly at this point they've kind of painted themselves into a corner, and they need to come up with those at some point. But whether or not we're gonna get, you know, to that some point anytime soon. Steel or Ghost. Steel or Ghost would be really good, and I know a lot of people would be clamoring for that. I don't know what specifically I would be hoping for. Like, I will say I'm genuinely surprised they didn't have a dragon evolution to pair up with Sylveon, because they like to do, well, not that they like to do, but they have shown that they can and will pair up evolutions to be like either contradicting or like battling types. So I feel like a dragon and a fairy type would make a lot of sense. Like they could have even not done it in the same gen. They could have saved the dragon evolution for what's the word I'm looking for Sword and Shield. It would have worked really well with Sword and Shield. What evolution types are missing? Steel Ghost, Dragon. There's no flying. There's no fighting. There's no poison. No ground. No rock. I think that's... Because there's what? 6? Is it 16 types? Okay, if I'm right in my vague remembering of there's 16 types, Eevee has, I mean, if you can't necessarily count normal, but that's more than I thought. Yeah, it's, I know there's like a surprising amount of types. Maybe it's more like 12. I don't know. Either way, they've barely scratched the surface when it came to evolution so far. Because it's the 3 original, then 2-2, so, and 2-2-1, so another 5, so that's 8. So okay, maybe they're at like roughly half. It'd be cool if every missing type Pokemon. I feel like that would be absolutely insane if they were just like, you know what, we're gonna wait until Gen 10 to put in all the missing evolutions that we just haven't done. Like, I feel like that would go insane, and that would probably have Gen 10 be one of the best selling Pokemon games. Just on that alone, just like, we finally get all of our evolutions. Oh, realistically, that's 100% asking for too much. I don't think we could ever get that lucky where the Pokemon company just decides, you know what, all the evolutions now. It'd be really cool if they did. I would not put money on that. But yeah, I don't know what type I would personally want to see. And it's like, for me personally, like, both Umbreon and Jolteon are like my top 2 favorite evolutions. I constantly go back and forth between the two, but I think I always end up leaning Umbreon in like between the two. So I don't know, like, if there's a type that would, I guess, like, particularly make me go, that sounds really exciting. Like, I know I really like poison type Pokemon. It's like, so I could see, like, that probably be pretty cool, like a poison Eevee. But yeah, I don't know what else, what types would specifically make me go, oh, that's really interesting. Favorite is Leafeon, but all of them are good, even Flareon. Yeah, I don't think there's a bad evolution out of the bunch. I think they've done well with all of the designs. I will say, out of all of them, Flareon's probably definitely not in the top half if I had to actually make a ranking of all the evolutions. But just like how I don't care for Gen 4, that doesn't mean that, you know, I dislike, or that doesn't mean that just because I would rank something low doesn't mean it's a bad something or other. At least like in this scenario. There are plenty of things where I could technically go and rank things and be like, you know what, it's ranked here because it's genuinely bad. But evolutions, that would not be the case. Now granted, like, if I did more of like a tier list instead of like a in order ranking, that would probably, I guess, be a little bit better. Excuse me. A little bit of a better way to do things. Because like S tier, I would definitely put like Umbreon and Jolteon. I'd even put Sylveon up there. Sylveon's an S tier design. A, that'd probably go Vaporeon, Leafeon, Glaceon, and then probably Flareon in like low A, high B. Gen 4 is my favorite gen, probably because my favorite Pokemon, Mismagius, is that. That makes a lot of sense. Like, having your favorite Pokemon and your favorite gen kind of coincide, that makes a lot of sense. I will say, for me, my favorite Pokemon is Poliwhirl. My favorite gen is Gen 2. So that kind of correlates because, you know, Poliwhirl gets a new evolution in Gen 2. New Day is dawning. But the main reason why I got a... I felt more connected to Poliwhirl overall is... I don't remember what grade I was in, but I know I was still in elementary school. And one year we went to, I think it was Kennywood. If it wasn't Kennywood, it was Six Flags. Doesn't really matter. So we went to some kind of theme park, and one of the things at the theme park was a claw game machine, and one of the prizes in the claw game machine was a stuffed Poliwhirl. And I don't think I even tried that many times, but I got the I won one of the Poliwhirl plushes, and I think that was like the first time I ever won a claw game machine, so it made that moment that much more special. And ever since, Poliwhirl, well, for like the longest time it was like a tie between Poliwhirl and Haunter for my favorite, but over time I've sat down, I've thought about it, and I was like, no, Poliwhirl is definitely my favorite. And funny enough, Haunter, now my third favorite Pokemon, because Psyduck has shot up through the ranks and has taken spot number 2. Poliwhirl is a cool, damn straight he's a cool little guy. It's like, I've seen it said before, and I will always say this every single time because I believe it to be true. Poliwhirl is the most Pokemon looking Pokemon out there. It's also very interesting to see like all the different media that's out there that includes Poliwhirl, for just essentially being a random Pokemon that like didn't even show up in the anime until like pretty late in it, because Missy didn't get Poliwhirl until what, the Orange Islands at the earliest. But I mean, heck, Poliwhirl was the front and center Pokemon in like on the Times magazine when I think Pokemon was first like introduced, if I remember correctly. Johto is my favorite map out of all of them. With Gen 2 art style, I can see why it's your favorite. Yeah, Gen 2, like the biggest thing for me is one, the amount of Pokemon that they added with the with just how what's what we're looking for? With just how like what they added and all that. Very cool, very awesome. The fact that they added in we're gonna see if we can't get this Alpha Froakie. Okay, maybe. Hey, Alpha Froakie, nice. Now I can have an Alpha Greninja, a Mega Greninja. That's cool. But I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to Gen 2 and why it ends up being my favorite is it has the absolute best post game, in my opinion, compared to any of the other Pokemon games. Going back to Kanto, doing all, going through all of their gym leaders, then to cap it all off, you go and fight Red. Like, I'm sorry, you don't beat a post game that cool. Like that post game is the absolute peak of Pokemon, in my opinion. And the fact that they haven't continued that general trend, or if like maybe skipped a gen or two and they're like, oh hey, by the way, we're adding this whole little thing back in, makes me sad. I've said it before and I'll say it a million times. Give me a game where I get to go to all the regions. I know I've seen someone post on Twitter be like, it's like, I can't tell you how many people wouldn't actually want that even though they say they want it. Trust me, I want that. I would absolutely love that. And it's one of those things where either A, you introduce a new level cap so that way you can go through all of the gens, or you set it up in a way where you go, okay, every time you go into a new region, you pretty much have to go like, okay, to be on a fair playing field, you have to restart this challenge with and just like a starter Pokemon and then everything that you catch and train up throughout. Like, I feel like that'd be great. That'd be the best way to do it. I personally would say increase the level cap, make each region essentially be like every 60 levels. Like granted, like you get to Gen 10, that's level 600, which would be kind of insane, but they could do it. It's nothing crazy. But either way, give me a few seconds. Penny's asking to go outside. I will be right back, and then we can finish up the last half hour and hopefully get at least one more shiny. Get dingle hopped. Yeah, get dingle hopped, nerd. Okay, well, he's dead. What secrets is that son of a bitch holding that he ain't telling us?
My favorite type of magic. Lesbomancy.
Jesus Christ, what's up with this fucking dwarf? And funny enough, the two beans for us reaching our $50 goal that I'm going to be eating are either going to be stink bug or toasted marshmallow. It's going to be either a mix or it's going to be both of one. I really hope it's not double stink bug because I feel like that'll be a bad time. Oh god, I'm pretty sure it's double stink bug. Oh. 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 The things I do for donations. Oh. I don't like immediately see. Oh. Get up! Get up! Get up! No! 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 Not like this! Not like this! Not like this! Oh, thank God! Oh, thank God! Oh, thank God! Run! 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 Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh my God, I fucking got him while he was driving. Let's fucking go. Oh my God. That was so good. Excuse me? Can I hit this man, please? Hello? Game? Okay. Pretty certain you shouldn't be allowed to alert to arms when I'm beating your head in, but you know, whatever. It's not my game to design. Oh, owie. Okay, I forgot that you send out like a little wind scythe. Okay, that's not bad. And up. Oh, that's dumb. Oh, that's so dumb. Oh, how did I get out of that? Okay, alright. It's purified? Oh, okay. Take that. Okay, cool. Mission complete. Easy peasy. Oh man, I the gun to death. Well, what kind of bullshit's this? Alright, we're back. We got about a half hour to go. Let's see if we can at least get one more shiny in that half hour. Again, we can get alphas. We can get alphas, no problem. If it wasn't for the fact that I am essentially just trying to cast a big net and just get any shiny, I might be able to do this slightly faster if I only focused on the phalanx. Shiny Mega Victory Bell is disappointing to me because I love Victory Bell, Shiny Victory Bell, Mega Victory Bell, but I feel like the Shiny Victory doesn't. I don't think I've seen Shiny the Shiny Mega Victory Bell. No, we got time. Let me just pause this real quick. Once it comes up, pause. All right. Well, let's take a quick look. Shiny Mega Victory Bell. You're not wrong. Something about it just feels a little bit off. All right. Just to compare Shiny Victory Bell. Yeah, it's like the same exact coloring. It's just something about the Mega version just feels it feels a little off. Definitely don't hate it by any stretch, but yeah, He's like, you're right. Something just doesn't feel quite right. Well, then come up. Getting this? Yeah, you. The ratio's off. Yeah, maybe that's it. I will say, like, I'm kind of sad that Mega Victory Bell doesn't keep its, like, kind of angry looking demeanor, and it just, like, has a goofy looking, like, my tummy hurts smile. But I don't think it's I don't think it's a disappointing Mega. You joined this Pokemon game because people are throwing so much hate. It's like, so I genuinely enjoy this game. Let's see. Oh, I can't say. I'll show you how many hours I have in it. I think I'm close to 60. It's like, but I genuinely enjoy it. It's a very good Pokemon game, and I think the people who are saying that they don't like it or it's like trash are people who either A, genuinely don't like Pokemon games, or B, they haven't realized that they have outgrown Pokemon games and Pokemon games aren't for them anymore. And they're still trying to hold on to the fact that, you know, they used to love Pokemon. Yeah, almost 60 hours. Game is fun, don't love the story, but really, I thought the story in this game was probably one of the best stories that Pokemon have told so far. I will say, me personally, when it comes to this or Legends Arceus, I do like Legends Arceus a little bit more. Like, I would give this game a 9.5 out of 10 personally. I would give Legends Arceus a 10 out of 10. I absolutely adored Legends Arceus. Like I will say with like just about any game, yeah, sure, this game does have its points where you can critique it. There's nothing wrong with critiquing the game, but there's a difference between going, it's like, I wish they would have, you know, put more time and money and effort into the game to make it, you know, a bit better, or invested the resources into making like some of like the generic buildings look a little bit better, or rather than saying things like, oh, they just put PNGs on the side of the buildings. What kind of trash is this? It's definitely one of those things where a lot of people think they want Pokemon to look a certain way, when in reality, if it's like Pokemon wouldn't be Pokemon anymore if they made it look like how people are complaining that they want it to look. And I think a lot of people don't quite get the difference between art style and graphics. Like, I think it's I think it's pretty well known that all Pokemon games are pretty much on shoestring budgets comparatively. Like, I don't know if it's true, but I'm fairly certain I remember hearing that the Pokemon Company only needed to sell 200,000 copies of Legends ZA to break even on it. If that doesn't tell you how little amount of money went into the game, I don't think nothing else will. And I feel like if they put more money into it, they could really make these games like really insane. But it's like one of those things, like, they know they don't have to, because one, they'll just make tons of money on it, and two, it's like Pokemon is, at the end of the day, it's made for kids. I myself, as a 34-year-old man, I've always loved Pokemon ever since I was first introduced to it with Red and Blue in the original anime. But I personally, I don't think I'm ever going to grow out of it. I know a streamer that I really enjoy watching, and I would love to like learn and like some of the things that, you know, they do because of just how good of a streamer they are. Waffle Smacker. He was definitely talking about it, and he was like, I've come to the realization that I have outgrown Pokemon. And that's one thing that I don't think a lot of people want to have that conversation with themselves, is that they've outgrown Pokemon. And I think that's why we see a lot of discourse over a lot of the Pokemon games nowadays. Shiny hunting in Legends is better to me so far, but I haven't played ZA long enough. Yeah, I would definitely say that the shiny hunting in Arceus definitely feels a lot better in comparison, mostly because I feel like having things such as the mass outbreaks and the fact that I feel like the respawn rate of Pokemon is a lot better, and you don't have to like actively do something like I'm doing and just resetting the area over and over again to get more Pokemon to spawn in. So definitely shiny hunting wise, I would say probably feels a lot more fun in Legends Arceus. I guess probably efficiency wise, it might be actually a little bit better here in ZA. Especially with the whole like AFK method. That's probably like efficiency wise probably like one of the most efficient ways to do it. And I still like the story, but Legends Arceus has a better one along. That's where I will say I would disagree. I think Legends ZA has a much more interesting and compelling story than Arceus did. Though, again, very good story at the end of the day. I feel like there was more relatable characters to enjoy in ZA, which I think really helped push things along. Plus, it also helped that we were finally getting a lot of answers from X and Y. I think that also helps that the story was being built upon something rather than kind of the story is being built from the ground up in Arceus. The game, exactly. The game, at the end of the day, the game is still great, even with the tiny budget. And I think that's one of the big things, right? Is even though it does have a smaller budget, and you can kind of see where they've, went, you know what, we don't need much of a budget. Like, again, I don't care about the buildings, like, that literally mean nothing, looking, kind of generic. Like, if you... Okay, where's that? Yeah. You get the Rust Syndicate building over there. That looks gorgeous. They put the time and the effort into things that mattered. That's the big thing. They go, well, we don't really need to worry about how bushes in the grass look. No real person cares about how the bushes and the grass and the buildings that mean nothing look. Like, it's like anybody who cares, like, genuinely like cares about like the quality of the game, nobody cares about those things because nobody's realistically paying attention to those things. Those are nice things to have in the background to make the world feel full and real, but it's not that they need to have great detail. I stopped noticing the building. To be honest, I didn't even really notice that they looked that way to begin with until I saw someone complain about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess they kind of do look that way. But I was like, I think at that point I might have been like 20, 30 hours into the game. And I'm like, yeah, can't say that I was paying that much attention to what the buildings actually looked like. I was just enjoying running around, seeing the city, seeing all the Pokemon, all the trainers interacting with their Pokemon. Like, I don't understand a lot of people's complaints because I feel like a lot of them are silly for the most part, and the way that they, I guess, present them tells me they're not necessarily coming at this in a unbiased manner. They came in ready to be like, I'm mad at Pokemon. It's like, the latest game came out and it's not what I want it to be, so I'm really mad at it. Because, I mean, look at, like, Sword and Shield. Like, so many people losing their goddamn mind over trees and grass textures. And a couple gens removed already. And people are like, you know what? Sword and Shield was a pretty good game. Yeah, it was a pretty good game. Yeah, post game kind of crap. First DLC kind of meh. Second DLC, really good. Overall, good game. Definitely a lot better than what a lot of people give it credit for. Same with Scarlet and Violet. Like, everybody's complaining about it. It's like again, performance issues are a whole thing. That's more of a Switch problem, not the game problem. And I think that goes to show, especially with the Switch 2. But at the end of the day, Scarlet and Violet, good game. Good game. And for anyone to say otherwise, like, I know, like, obviously the people who did experience like game-breaking glitches and like horrible performance, yeah, of course that's gonna, you know, color your thoughts of the game overall. You know, fair enough, whatever. It's like, I myself personally, I know I didn't have that many problems. It's like my frames didn't drop like so crazy that I felt like it was like ruining my experience, but that doesn't mean that like it didn't happen for other people. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, well, if it's happening for you but it's not happening for me, my first thought is, how well have you been taking care of your Switch? When did you get your Switch? Like, because like maybe you just have a really old Switch. Like, maybe your hardware that wasn't, you know, taken care of very well, and it's like that's why it's struggling a little bit more. Maybe it's clogged up with dust and you need to clean that out. But definitely with the amount of individually moving Pokemon that Scarlet and Violet was like set up to have on your screen at one time, yeah, you're probably gonna see some performance issues. They got a little overzealous with being like, you know what, we're gonna put 20 Pokemon that all independently move among one another on the screen all at once. Have fun. Because I know a lot of people love to be like, oh, but Breath of the Wild did this and it ran fine. Yeah, I didn't fully play through Breath of the Wild. I really need to go back through and play Breath of the Wild. I don't remember at any point in time there being like more than a dozen at most enemies on the screen at once. And that, me saying a dozen is probably being a little generous. I don't know if I've ever seen double digits on the screen. Man, almost an hour running through the same zone over and over again and nothing. I mean, I'm glad we at least got one shiny on stream. One, two, not you. Shiny noise makes this game 10 times as, yeah. Having a solid shiny noise, as well as like obviously the much better like shiny animations that they have in this game, as well as having the actual like shiny marker when you like lock onto a Pokemon. Like it's like this is like one of the few times that they've taken the time to listen to the what's the word I'm looking for? They've listened to the fans and be like, okay, these are the things that you want / need to be able to shiny hunt effectively. And it's like, we need a solid noise, we need visuals, like we need like little indicator, because some of your shinies look barely distinguishable from the regular. It's like, and I think they nailed like all the like shiny features in this game. Having too many things on the screen for what the system can handle has been Nintendo's staple since, yeah, right? Nintendo in their first party games, they're always trying to do something different and push the bounds. And I think that's one of the things that makes Nintendo so great. Again, getting a lot of alphas. No shinies. But yeah, I would be genuinely surprised if Nintendo ever stopped being a company. Like, I don't see Nintendo ever going the route of Xbox. Being like, you know what, we're out of the console game, we just make video games now, and we're just gonna, you know, put those video games out on other platforms. I don't think Nintendo will ever get to that point. Honestly, I don't know if Sony will ever get to that point either. It would surprise me less if Sony did it compared to Nintendo, but I don't see it happening for either. But in all honesty, generally thinking about it, I feel like it's probably better in the long run to be more of a video game developer than a console developer that happens to also like have a video game development portion of your company to make games for your console, because the majority of consoles are like razor thin margins, right? You don't really make a lot off of the companies don't really make a lot of money off of the consoles themselves. They make the money from the games. None of you. It's you. Come on, guys. We got 6 minutes. I just need one of you to sparkle. That's all. That's all I need. One, two. Now, if we were playing on the Switch 2, our load times would probably be a little bit faster, so we could probably have gotten through, like, one or two more checks, if I had to guess. I will say that's probably like one little bad thing about me playing on the on an original Switch, but like this game runs perfectly fine on the Switch. I've literally seen 0 frame drops. I've never had a crash or anything like that. Like the fact that this game runs as well as it does on the Switch is mildly surprising. I thought it was gonna run at least a little janky. Nah, this game runs rather smoothly. Okay, seriously, can one of you guys be shiny? I only got like a couple more minutes of this game. Just, you know, just one little bling bling, and it's like, you know, we'll be good. I mean, watch, knowing my luck. Well, as soon as the ads start on Twitch, it'll be like, you know what? Shiny. Glad does, but I'll probably get a Switch too. Yeah, that I'm still probably gonna hold out until they finally make a collector's edition Switch 2 that I'd want. But definitely gonna get a Switch 2 at some point. I bought my my partner a Switch 2 for an early Christmas gift because, one, they play on the Switch more than I do, and I know they have a handful of games that they play on the Switch that have started to run a little slower, a little jankier on the Switch because of just how big they've gone in like file size wise. So they've been playing on the Switch too, and I know they personally don't care nearly as much about like the collector's edition console specifically, but I held off on getting my first Switch until the collector's edition Let's Go Pikachu Eevee bundle. We also have the Animal Crossing Switch, and I even have the Sword and Shield Switch Lite. And as of right now, there's nothing on the Switch 2 that specifically makes me go, you know what, I need a Switch 2 right now. At least for me personally, especially with the fact that we at least have a Switch 2 already in the house. Like, I definitely at some point want to play Bonanza, but either A, I can wait until I get my own, or B, if I really want to get it at some point and I have the money for it, I could just get it now, and I know they won't mind if I play Bonanza on their Switch. Plus, I'm sure they would enjoy watching me play it. That being said, we definitely need to eventually find time to sit down and play some more Mario Kart World together. Because we did one just to try it off, but I will say one thing I don't like about the Switch 2 is the paddles and the way that they have like the little sled for the paddles. They feel off. Like I know the release button for it, like especially if you're doing just like you're using the a singular paddle for one controller for like Mario Kart World, it feels bad to hold in your hand. Like it genuinely hurt my hand to go an entire racing like that. So we'll definitely be connecting our Pro controllers for whenever we do end up playing. All right, this is our last check. It's 10 o'clock. Any shinies? Last call. Alright, that is a big old no on the shinies. Very sad. We spent an entire hour resetting this one area. That being said, I think we still had fun. I know I did. Alright, everybody, that's going to be it for me. I know I saw Chester go live. Ooh, and Chester is in the end game of the game they're playing. But just in case, is there anybody else on? Is there anybody else on? Yeah, I think Chester's just the right place to go, because that's where I'm going to go hang out anyways. That's where I'm going to go chill. Raid Chester Town. Alright, everybody, that's going to be it for me tonight. Tomorrow, depending on how tomorrow goes, just keep an eye out on Twitter and Blue Sky, and you'll see my going live post. But we will be doing more Recharged Emerald retro achievements, which should be a lot of fun. As of right now, I have it scheduled for 6 o'clock because me and Kit should be running around in the morning getting some things done. So I can't imagine I'm gonna be able to do a morning stream, but I don't know. It all depends on, you know, how the morning goes and if we actually get up to go out. But either way, theoretically tomorrow 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, you know, keep an eye out for that. W stream, appreciate you, Nod. Appreciate you. Appreciate you also just hanging out and chatting up. It's been real fun talking with you. But either way, let's go show Chester's. Wait. I just realized I did command raid, not / raid. I'm an idiot. If you can't tell, I'm a little tired. Okay. I've already been going through my spiel anyway, so we'll keep it short and sweet. Thank you all once again for joining me. Let's go show Chester some love. I know I will. And I will catch y'all later. Hopefully tomorrow, but if not, if I don't get a chance to talk to you for the rest of the weekend, have a great rest of your weekend. And I will catch y'all later. Bye, everybody. Alright, give it a couple seconds because of stream delay, because you know how stream delay is. And okay, I'm clicking raid now.